I installed two Renogy ShadowFlux 200 watt solar panels on top of my Alu-Cab Canopy Camper. This video is to show you approximately how I did it, and hopefully this will work for you. I used the Alu-Cab load bars to install it, and this video will show you how I did that. Hope you enjoy. So here's what it looks like with the Renogy ShadowFlux 200 watt solar panel. This is what it looks like up on top of the Alu-Cab mounts or crossbars. So you got quite a bit of airflow under there, which is going to be nice. My understanding is that the solar panels operate better when there's a little airflow underneath. So, and I think that's kind of what happened to my solar panel that I have here. It's right down on top of it, and that sucker is extremely hot. And so I think I lose efficiency from having that. This is only a 200 watt panel. The 200 watt panel wasn't keeping up, so I'm going to go with two 200 watt Renogy ShadowFluxes, so I should have 400 watts, and I mean high sun I should be getting about 300 watts I think. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Got bolts coming up through here in the T, going into holes inside the frame on the ShadowFlux. I'll show that on the next one when I mount it. I'll actually show you how I'm doing, and then one of the things that I'm going to do is I am going to put in an L bracket right here with the nut zert. I'm going to do a nut zert in here, do an L bracket right here, and I'm going to put it there just to keep it from bouncing. I don't think it will, but I'm going to add one more support there. The lengthwise is supported all the way across with the Alu-Cab roof mount, or the load bars, I think is what they're called. So I'm going to put one, just an L bracket right here, go into this channel, go up here into a nut zert. I'll put a nut zert in there, and that way I can tighten it up from the outside. I don't have to try to get back in there, but I'll get a nut zert right in the middle, and that'll just prevent that from, keep that pretty darn stable. Okay, so here is the Renogy ShadowFlux. And what I've done is I've found the center point of this. I'm going to drill this so I can put a nut zert in it. You know, just making sure that there's more than enough room in between. But we're going to drill and get a nut zert right in there. So we're going to drill this. We're going to start with the little drill and then go up to a bigger drill to the correct drill size. Well, the drill walked on me, so we're going to have to go to a different spot, because that I don't believe will leave enough room for it to cinch up with this right here. So I'm going to have to move over a little bit. It's unfortunate, but won't be perfectly in the center on this one, unfortunately. But I can't have it walk that way. Really confused as to why it walked that way. I think I'm going to start with a smaller drill. And then go up slowly. like there's two. Didn't realize there were two things in there. But that should be deep enough. The nut zert should be deep enough that we can still do it. So. Okay, now we'll go up to the correct size. So for an M8 bolt and an M8 nut zert, it's 27/64 is the correct size. So. That should give us enough room for this to. I think the next one I'm definitely going to go up farther though. Oh, let's get some. Nice tight fit, plenty of room here. I don't know that I gave myself enough room on the bottom. So just beware, you need to be careful of that. Frustrating. I think it'll work, but not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, we're going to start with this. Maybe you guys can tell me if I'm doing this wrong, but I think I'm doing it right. But anyway, we're going to start with the, maybe not quite as much. We've got a little bit more. Okay, I think we're good. We're pretty good there. So definitely pulled that up nice and tight. Got our M8 bolt. It's in there just perfect. So we should have a good flange in there. Let me see, I'll try to take this out. See if I can get up in there so we can see what that flange is. Let's see, where is it? Nope. Maybe if I turn around this way. There we go. So there's the nut zert right there. It's got a good, seems to have a good a bellow on it to keep it nice and tight. Okay, just want to give you kind of an idea of what I'm doing, how I'm installing these solar panels, these Renogy ShadowFlux solar panels. Jeez, I can't speak this morning. Just want to give you an idea of how I'm installing these onto the load bars, the Alu-Cab load bars. As you can see, there's three spots that they're going to be attached to. So I'll just put a nut on from the back side of those, so it goes right there, and then The other thing that I'm doing is I've got this kind of rubber neoprene. Got this rubber neoprene that I'm going to install right there. I'm just going to put it across. It's got a backing or tape on one side, so I'll just put it there and then sandwich it between the Alu-Cab load bar down there and then this to prevent squeaks and rattles, and then also just to give it a tiny bit of cushion. So I'll get this installed and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. Okay, so you can kind of see, got that little neoprene installed. Cut it out around the holes, just so my nuts and bolts can go through there. But anyway, it's just a little piece of rubber that goes in between the two. That way I just kind of hope to prevent some rattles, and if things do loosen up, and maybe a tiny bit of cushion. So wanted to kind of show you guys what the kind of brackets I was putting up on there. Basically just slid a carriage bolt through that hole. You can kind of see the bigger hole right there. So slid the carriage bolt in there, kind of tighten that up as much as I can, and then you'll do that. It'll end up kind of looking like this one. Have to get a hammer and kind of tap it to bend it a little bit in. But when it's all nice and said and done, this is super solid. That solar panel does not move at all. And so this is what our solar panel setup looks like. With the Alu-Cab, it's all set up nice and tight, and absolutely no movement. A little heavier to lift, but the whatever they are called, the lifts are more than enough to handle all this. I believe each of these weigh about 23 pounds, so I've added about 46 pounds to the roof. So got the passenger side done. Now that I have two hands a little closer, I mean, that's nice and solid. That's not going anywhere. Got this all done. Again, here's what it looks like in the middle. So the solar panels from the top, they look great. Should get significantly more DC input with the solar. They're both 200 watt panels, so should hopefully get at least 300 watts of solar in. Thank you for watching my video on installing the Renogy ShadowFlux solar panels. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was somewhat informative. I'm not super familiar with solar, so it's like the second or third time I've actually installed a solar panel. So I'm sure there's some ideas that you guys have. I guess I'm a little disappointed that I'm not getting like 300 watts of solar input. You know, on when the sun's right overhead. Right, I think the most I've seen so far coming in from those two 200 watt solar panels. So I've got 400 watts of solar. I think the most I've seen is like 253 watts coming, and I don't know if that's good or bad. But I just kind of feel like, let me rephrase that. I wish that I was getting like 300 watts of solar input. I've connected these in parallel to each other. I can't do series because my voltage, the Apex 300 that I have, the BLUETTI Apex 300, only allows 60 volts in. And my understanding is if I put these two 400-watt panels in series, that I would be very close, if not over, that 60 volts. So I don't want to chance it. I don't want to, you know, have problems with overheating the wires or overheating the Apex. So I'm going to keep them in parallel. My understanding in series, I could get a little better, but I can't do that. So anyway, I just want to thank you all for, again, watching the video. Please do me a favor. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. I don't have a lot of subscribers yet, but I'm trying to grow my channel. You know, my Alu-Cab build out is almost done, so you'll start getting some more action, if you will. And then also I'm hoping to do more gear reviews. So anyway, thank you. Please like and subscribe. Throw me a bone a little bit and help me build my subscribers up a little. Anyway, so we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.